Friends, greetings and welcome to this News 8 Throwback Christmas special. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. For more than 70 years, we've been busy covering Christmas events around San Diego County.
Yeah, it took some work, but we've converted the old film from those events to digital media, and now we can share some very special moments with you. Each story uncovered is a gift and provides a window to holidays gone by.
They really do. Let's begin our journey into Christmases past with community parades, starting with the North Park Toyland Parade in 1956. To add authenticity, I read the original scripts. Thousands of persons crowded North Park yesterday for the 20th annual Toyland Parade. There were 33 floats, 31 marching groups, 29 musical groups. Here's Mona Ray Morgan, statewide baton twirling champ, civic officials, including Mayor Charles Dale. So many things to see. Here's the parade queen, 15-year-old Kathy Huffman, surrounded by her court of local beauties. Goodwill Industries and Old Mission Rotary entered a winning float, and San Diego State College won an award. Another winning entry by the National City Chamber of Commerce. The Tuberculosis Association float was judged another winner. The grand prize for the best community entry went to Ramona for this float titled Visiting in Christmas Time. The best theme float was A Children's Christmas, entered by the Chula Vista Junior Chamber of Commerce. Several thousand persons lined the streets in Encinitas for their 4th annual St. Nicholas Parade. It featured everything from Spanish riders to bands, marching units, baton twirlers, floats, and Old St. Nick. This float related the greatest story ever told, the story of the Nativity. And this was his greatest gift. There were 135 entries, and each was presented with a large blue and gold mug inscribed with Santa Claus as a trophy. It was a non-competitive parade, no judges, and everyone was a winner. Youngsters from San Diego Military Academy made a snappy appearance, but one of the biggest hits was St. Nick and the Toyland Express, a brightly decorated train just in from the North Pole. About 10,000 persons lined the street in Vista for the community's 5th annual Christmas parade. The parade is sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Auxiliary. There were clowns, brownies, scouts, marching units of all kinds. This first place award winner telling the story of the poinsettia, entered by the Vista Lions Club. Some of the favorites with the children featured Santa's workshop with Santa and his elves, and of course, St. Nick with his reindeer and sleigh full of presents. The Vista First Lutheran Church float, Why the Chimes Rang, won the sweepstakes honors. Other first place prizes went to the Oceanside Exchange Club, Vista Seroptimus Club, and Vista Community Church. Judges also awarded prizes to marching units. It's the community's way of rolling out the red and green carpet for Santa Claus, who sometimes arrives in the strangest way. And in 1973, this was Old Town's annual Christmas parade. This is how it looked and sounded.
So much has changed over the years, but everyone still loves a parade. Let's go now to 1960 and Santa's visit to Claremont, along with his reindeer. And downtown San Diego was anything but a winter wonderland that year. It was still bustling, though, with Christmas shoppers. San Diego has seen its share of Santa Clauses over the years, but not all of them brought along reindeer, like the St. Nick who visited Claremont on the afternoon of December 9th, 1960. The trip from the North Pole must have been really rough that year because poor old Santa only arrived with 5 of his reindeer and one was missing a horn. He couldn't confirm if one of them was Rudolph, and we saw no sign of a bright red nose. At any rate, Santa was happy to be there with candy for the kids and best wishes for parents who brought their children to see him. While Santa was a hit, it turns out both the kids and their parents seemed to have been more interested in his reindeer. Meantime, in downtown San Diego, it looked more like early June than late December, when just a few days before Christmas in 1960, shoppers were taking things slow. At least that may be what it looked like if you were done shopping. Despite the warm weather, Santa Claus was out and on the job. There were crowds as well, all over, in stores, on the streets, even waiting for and getting onto buses. This was the first official day of winter, but you couldn't tell it from the clothes people were wearing or from the thermometers scattered around downtown. While the correct temperature may have been in dispute, most people out seemed to agree that it was a pleasant day for soaking up the sun, for shopping, or just for taking a long walk in comfortable shoes. Not as comfortable, these men doing the Christmas Eve procrastinators shuffle, the same dance we've seen for decades now. You can see this crowd of men in a dress shop in the El Cortez Fashion Quarter looking desperate and anxious. In a store usually filled with women, it was wall-to-wall men looking to buy something, hoping they had the right size and thanking fate that their wives could return the dresses if they didn't fit. Even today, it's safe to say more men are last-minute scramblers when it comes to Christmas gifts, and these guys didn't have Amazon to save them. On top of it all, do these men look like they know how to wrap a gift? Maybe that's why the happiest moment of the day came when the clerks locked the door behind the last customer and took a moment to relax before rushing home to open a present that may have been a last-minute purchase itself.
I love seeing all the black and white film, but we're going to give you a more colorful Christmas right now. In 1966, we introduced color film to our viewers. For the first time, they were able to see jolly old Saint Nick in vivid red and white, along with bright, colorful Christmas decorations on their television screens. Our crews also used black and white film during the transition period, so you'll see that too in this look at the season's events.
Imagination and hard work combined to create Santasville, the sweepstakes winner in the Christmas Home Decoration Contest sponsored by the San Diego Junior Chamber of Commerce. The winning entry is at the home of Mr. and Mrs. William R. Smith of 4774 Academy Place in Pacific Beach. The display includes Santa trying out a new mode of travel and Mrs. Claus rocking back and forth on the brightly lighted porch. The Smiths took 3 months constructing their display for this year's competition. They also won first place in last year's contest. Ralph Richardson, chairman of the event, and Steve Cushman were at the Smiths' home to present the winning trophy. Come with TV8 newsreel photographer Frank Childers, a color film tour of Academy Place in Pacific Beach. This is the home of James Adkins, where the nativity scene has been created in a manner that almost startles spectators. It appears so lifelike. Next door at 4774 Academy Place is the home of William Smith. This Christmas display won the Sweepstakes Award presented by the Junior Chamber of Commerce. Smith is a 2-time winner of the award, having come through with the best Christmas display last year too. Outdoor decorations such as these are kept lighted at least till midnight so that you might enjoy them. And more wondrous color is added to the city's sparkle as Navy ships in the harbor contribute their unique lighting effects to those of the city dwellers. The San Diego Zoo is a great place to visit, whether it's Christmas time or not. But Christmas, of course, makes it all the more exciting for the small fry when they visit the zoo and are treated to a visit with Santa Claus, clowns, and presents and refreshments. The management club at National Steel and Shipbuilding entertained about 60 youngsters. Chairman Bill Freese worked with the Zoo Education Center in making all arrangements, which included a bus tour of the grounds and a visit to the Children's Zoo before their party with Santa Claus at the Elmer Auto Center. The traditional charm of the natural coastline, which many La Jollans want to preserve, is in marked contrast with a Christmas tree, which gives one area a modern touch. This pipe-formed way-out concept of a holiday tree was conceived by Encinitas artist Toza Radakovich. It is being decorated with 3-dimensional cardboard cutouts designed by Sheldon Kirby and John Baldessari, seen here. Caught under the spell of La Jolla's imaginative author, Ted Geisel, known to children as Dr. Seuss, the artists have dubbed the decoration the Whoville tree. It stands 16 feet high and is 30 feet long. It was lit last night following a program featuring the Whoville Band, a group of 60 youngsters ages 10 to 12 who have created their own instruments in workshops conducted by Muirlands teacher Mrs. Ruth Barnwell. The American Legion in Vista sponsored a Christmas party today for the children of servicemen called Operation Santa Claus. Each child received a stocking full of goodies, toys, candy, and nuts. The party was planned so that every fighting man's child in the area would have a Merry Christmas. Nearly 4,000 cookies and cakes were also prepared for the get-together. The United Vista effort was put on to show appreciation of the sacrifices the children's fathers are now making overseas. Santa had little difficulty in pleasing most of the children before he left tonight to visit homes all over the world. Certainly one of the biggest public attractions in the North County area this week is the Carlsbad Fire Station Christmas scene on Pio Pico. This is an annual event at Carlsbad, and crowds number in the thousands. As a matter of fact, on opening day last Saturday, more than 3,000 persons visited the station. Santa Claus is on hand to visit with the children and hand out candy canes. The scene includes a farmhouse, barn, church, and beautiful nativity scene. But with all the attractions, you know what interests the children most: Jolly St. Nick. A Navy lieutenant commander in Vietnam made sure his family had a good Christmas dinner last night by planning well ahead. Commander Dan E. Fenn, stationed aboard the USS Preble in Vietnam, sent Mr. A's restaurant a check and asked John Alessio to provide a surprise dinner for his family. Alessio told the Fenns that they had won the dinner as a prize in a contest, then broke the news when they arrived. Mrs. Fenn received a corsage, and he gave the children, Donna, 13, and Danny, 12, each a $25 savings bond. The family had steak, salad, and best of all, a cake with Merry Christmas on it. The 22nd edition of Holiday on Ice is drawing Christmas crowds to San Diego's new $6.5 million international sports arena. The show's 14 major production reviews include the McCutcheon sisters, Peggy and Jane of Canada, who are women's pair champions, the Maxwells, a couple of deadpan comedians who feature precision skating and acrobatics in a routine called The World's Fastest Act. The Holiday on Ice troupe consists of 500 skaters who are under contract. One of the show's top individual stars is Ronnie Robertson, who officials say is their highest paid and perhaps most talented skater. He performs in a freestyle performance highlighted by breathtaking spins and jumps. A San Diegan, Ray Ballmer, is another of the stars of the troupe.
From fun to some hard work, shipping holiday gifts can be a headache for everyone, and sorting all of those cards and packages, well, that can be an even bigger one. Reporter George Lewis paid a visit to the post office on December 23rd, 1966, where the postmaster told him they had processed about 24 million cards and letters in the 3 weeks before Christmas.
Rounding third and heading for home. That's how post office officials describe the current status of things. The Christmas rush is over and things are settling back to normal. Postmaster Ralph Colonel explains.
This is actually a very happy Christmas when we can be working our mail and be so current. We've had millions of letters go through here, Christmas cards, and I'm happy to say the people of San Diego worked very well with us in mailing early and using the zip code.
How many pieces of mail have you handled during this Christmas season?
Well, just during this Christmas season, up to the close of business last night, and outgoing letters, like you see in these cases here, we had approximately 24 million pieces since December 5th.
That's just letters. How about parcels?
On the parcels, we've had over 550,000 incoming parcels for delivery in San Diego, and we've sent out 1,167,000.
San Diegans are being very generous this year.
San Diegans are sending out more than they're receiving. They want to share something with them.
So busy. It's the most wonderful time of year for a lot of kids. They get to meet Santa Claus and tell him what they want for Christmas. The wish lists have changed through the years, but old St. Nick is always jolly.
Tell Santa Claus.
John.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, you're a nice little fella, Johnny. I bet you've been a good boy, haven't you? Tell Santa Claus what you want for Christmas.
I want a red motorcycle.
You do? Well, Santa Claus will see that you get it. And Merry Christmas to you.
All right.
You want to say goodbye to Sandy?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hi there, Sonny.
Hi.
What's your name, huh?
Mike.
Mike. What do you want for Christmas, Mike?
Boots, cowboy boots, and a pistol, and a scarf, and a cowboy hat.
Okay, Sonny. Now you be a good boy, and Santa Claus will come and see you Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Okay. Merry Christmas to you, Sonny.
Okay.
Hello there, little lady.
Oh.
Tell Santa Claus your name.
My name is Ann Marcella.
Oh, tell me what you want for Christmas, huh?
I want me some skates for Christmas.
You do? Speak louder, huh?
I want me some skates for Christmas.
Okay. And I'll come and see you Christmas Eve, huh?
Your children probably have already hounded you close to insanity. Their lives simply will not be complete this Christmas without all the trappings of outer space. Sci-fi does get the center aisle in toy stores this holiday season. Star Wars and its imitators are playing Can You Top This in the world of R2-D2 and all kinds of oddly named creations. They come in micro sizes like Baron Karza, leader of Acro Year, whatever that is. They also come in big sizes, like this mixture of Oriental history and futuristic fantasy called Shogun Dragon. Now, he's supposed to shoot plastic battle axes and killer stars from his mechanical attachments. Sometimes he wins, and sometimes, well, he's not a very straight shooter. Maybe he needs to borrow one of the $6 million man's extra arms for those critical assignments: laser, oxygen supply, and a neutralizer with a karate chop. If your child's arms are in need of some strengthening of their own, one of these stretch dolls will probably give you a junior muscle person. The doll weighs about 3 pounds, and pulling on its arms and legs to shape it into strange contortions must be at least as good as a couple of hours in any gym. Toys that talk are still popular. Cars, dolls, anything that grown-ups give a personality to and a pull string. This talking police car delivers its warnings in a voice very reminiscent of the Munchkins.
This is Highway Patrol 649. You are completely surrounded by policemen. If you throw down your guns and come out with your hands up, we guarantee you won't be harmed.
There is still innocent simplicity to a lot of toys, toys that do absolutely nothing until a child's imagination brings them to life. Simplicity would seem to last about as long as parents don't tire of the noise of some other toys. The thing about some of the noise-making toys is that they are cute, and you have to wonder who's getting more of a charge out of them, the kids or their parents. Perhaps one of the most bizarre toys this year must be some kind of extension of a doll that drinks and wets. It's a cow. Not only does it drink water when you pump its tail, tiny hands can practice milking later. And perhaps the most logical toy of all, a demolition derby set, a toy that's actually supposed to fall apart. Kathy Clark, TV 8 News.
If you want to know what toys kids are asking for this Christmas, stand in the Santa line at any shopping center or department store. That's what we did. Here's part of what we heard.
Have you girls been good? Then what would you girls like for Christmas, huh?
She would like a dolly, and I would like a dolly.
Yeah, what else?
And a koala bear.
Yeah. Anything else?
And she would like to have a truck.
Yeah.
And some perfume.
Oh. A light flash? What else would you like?
Just one thing.
Just one thing? Then what would Jennifer like for Christmas?
I would like a happy Christmas and a candy doll.
Yeah. Anything else?
And I want a racetrack.
A racetrack?
Some cars.
Some cars, yeah.
And I want a stocking filled with good things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My Christmas tree.
Okay, you be a good boy and you do everything Mom and Dad say.
Yeah.
And I'll see what I can bring you for Christmas, okay?
Yeah.
If you're wondering about space-age toy requests, Star Wars shows up on lots of lists. Girls are still asking for dolls of the action type, and boys want race cars, trucks, remote control cars, and dirt bikes. What about the most unusual requests?
Well, like last week, I had a girl that asked for a father back from Iran.
That obviously has to be the most unusual.
Oh, yes, I want to do everything I could for her.
It would surely make hers a very Merry Christmas. Jim Gordon, News 8, Hillcrest.
How old are you, Bonnie?
7.
What would you like for Christmas, Bonnie? Will you tell me what's in there? Better?
The Atari.
Oh, the Atari? Okay. So it looks like a winner then.
Baby girl.
And what else?
One of those Mickey and Minnie and Mickey and Minnie and Goofy. A rocking horse and the dog. Air hockey.
Go again. What would you like for Christmas?
I got a necklace. Are you the real Santa?
Yes, I'm the real Santa.
Robots.
GoBots?
Yeah, they're robots.
What else?
He-Man. Those are men.
Go on. Carissa?
I want a automatic thing that a car.
Anything else, Jake? Are you sure? Pound puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Play-Doh?
Yeah.
G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. You go for all that?
I want a stuffed animal, and a bear, and I want it to be white and black.
Thank you.
Santa is incredibly patient, and those kids were just sweet. Okay, perhaps it's because we don't really get a white Christmas here, but San Diegans go big when it comes to decorating their homes. For years, there was a home decorating contest, as you saw in 1966. The Knight family won in 1955, and in 1979, Jim Gordon got a look at their extraordinary display. And who could forget Candy Cane Lane in Chula Vista? Maria Solis got a sneak peek in 1993.
The front lawn at 2817 Fairfield Street has been changed into a winter wonderland for the 25th Christmas. There's a blanket of store-bought snow spread under the trees, and more than 40 dolls romp and play under Santa's watchful eye. Santa is the creation of 75-year-old James Knight, but the dolls are the result of Ruth Knight's tender, loving care. They are discards in one way or another. Many are gifts from the neighborhood children who each year watch the award-winning Winter Wonderland grow. Mrs. Knight says when her husband broke his arm a couple of weeks ago, it looked as if they wouldn't decorate this year.
It's people, the little children, really in the community that enjoy it so well. So that's what reason we keep it going, because we couldn't stop. If you start it, you can't stop, because they enjoy it so well. It makes Christmas so nice for us.
5 grandchildren, now in their teens, also help keep the Knight tradition alive. There are 3 more dolls than last year, one a gift from a little boy. Want to see it all? From the 2900 block of Claremont Drive, go east on Fairfield to 2817. Jim Gordon, News 8, the Marina area.
I just started about Monday putting the lights up and put a few up each day.
The Page home is ready to be shown off. The lights are twinkling, the reindeer are in place. Jim and Barbara have spent the week preparing for the opening of Candy Cane Lane.
It's something that we really do enjoy doing.
The street's reputation is already attracting visitors, and Candy Cane Lane isn't even open yet. Cars drive by slowly, allowing passengers to get a good dose of Christmas spirit. We even caught a bus passing through. Some of their neighbors haven't even decorated yet, but Barbara promises it'll be ready by tomorrow night.
They will tomorrow.
For 37 years now, the 22 homes in this neighborhood put on quite a show. You won't find Candy Cane Lane in your Thomas Brothers. It's actually Guava Street transformed, and it's a lane that's only around during Christmas.
Well, I'm from San Diego, and I've heard about it all the time, and I've never been down.
I was expecting to see the lights and everything. You should be able to see it from across the street, just the glow of all the lights coming down, and we didn't. We passed it.
And they plan to be back.
And this is an old lamp.
Across the street, Teresa Damara can't wait. This year, the lane is dedicated in memory of her husband, Christopher. Teresa is looking forward to seeing a lot of smiling faces.
Every year, we say, oh, no. We've had it, we're tired. We don't want to do it anymore. Then we take a vote on it. And of course, it's always yes.
The people who live here say Candy Cane Lane is their gift to the community, and what a gift. Last year, 66,000 cars drove by, and it should be just as busy this year. Maria Solis, News 8, Chula Vista.
Such great spirit. In 1984, Hal Clement did a throwback to 1954, taking viewers back 30 years to see how Christmas celebrations had changed. Today, that footage is nearly 70 years old.
Christmas time, San Diego, 1984 and 1954. Certainly there are differences. San Diego has changed a lot in 30 years, but the feeling of Christmas and even the look of Christmas is remarkably similar then and now. The city, of course, bustles with shoppers this time of year, even though a lot of the shopping now is concentrated at centers that didn't exist in 1954. But there were still plenty of crowds back then searching for the perfect gift. It got hectic. In fact, one Channel 8 news story seemed to indicate that Christmas time was a real zoo. Some folks just went ape over Christmas. It was a headline in 1954, stores open at night. People doing Christmas shopping in the evening. Well, that hasn't changed. The places where we shop may be a little fancier now, the merchandise a little different, and the prices definitely higher, but we still storm the stores at night. The lighting of the Christmas tree in Balboa Park was a big deal in 1954. It still is in 1984, although it looks a lot better in color than it did in black and white. Poinsettias, San Diego County's own contribution to Christmas, were big, very big in 1954. They're still everywhere, and they look nicer in color, too. Police Chief Elmer Jansen had some advice for Christmas shoppers back in 1954.
I think that women should be extremely cautious in stores or in crowds in order not to give thieves an opportunity to steal money or wallets from their purses while they're shopping.
That certainly still holds true. Santa arrived in some unusual ways in 1954. There seemed to be a lot of different Santas then, too, kind of like today. But of course, the big thing isn't how Santa arrives, it's what happens after he gets here. The children loved him in 1954 and 1984. Some say the spirit of Christmas isn't what it used to be. Christmas season's gotten too commercial. Maybe so. But if you look at San Diego 30 years ago and San Diego today, it still, as the song says, is beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Shopping has been synonymous with the holiday season for many decades now, with the time-honored tradition of hitting the malls in hopes of finding the perfect gift.
Now, the one trouble with being a procrastinator and waiting till the very last minute to Christmas shop is that you have to put up with all the other procrastinators in town. And from the looks of San Diego shopping malls today, this town's full of them. I guess I could have put this off until the day after Christmas, but for the sake of domestic tranquility, it was, you better buy today or don't come home again. Now, where are those wooden salad bowls? Just what I wanted, too, the kind that look like the Italian infantry helmets. And now, after I get this bundle gift wrapped, I'd better go after the Christmas tree. Where'd all those other procrastinators come from? I probably should have bought a tree weeks ago, but I just kept putting it off. And now, home again. Christmas is such a wonderful time of the year, isn't it? I guess I should be glad that I finally stopped procrastinating and I've broken down and bought all these things for Christmas, and I am. Except now I have to start worrying about what I'm going to buy everybody for next Christmas. I'm Gene Gleason, TV 8 Action News, at home for Christmas in San Diego.
Thanksgiving set the tone for local retailers, and they have no quarrel with that. Sales were good. The crowds were large and people spent money, and they're still spending money.
It's a lot busier. We're doing more business than we did last year, quite a bit more business than we did last year.
Are people spending more money than they did last year?
I would say so, yeah.
People are buying big-ticket items as well as smaller, less expensive gifts. At Bullock's, they're saying it's an unusually good year for furs and fine jewelry. Last year, shoppers who wanted to buy sometimes couldn't. Inventory was low. The stores, concerned about the economy, did not stock up, so selection was poor. That is not the case this season.
For the most part, we are in sensational shape, especially compared to last year, when at this time we were running lean on goods, as was most people, protecting themselves from weak business, weak economy. This year, we were very gutsy about it, very aggressive, and have loaded our stocks to meet the customer demands all the way through the Christmas period, and we think we're in good shape.
But not all retailers have big inventories. Toy stores are unable to meet demand on the more popular items this year. They're already sold out of Cabbage Patch Kids, Care Bears, and G.I. Joes. Retailers blame manufacturers.
What they did was they produced less in anticipation of being less demand. And it has just been the opposite. There's been more demand than I think they realized.
Another shortage has already occurred in the less expensive home computer market. Products are selling fast. People are spending once again. Liz Purcell, News 8.
It's called the Carol of the Bells, not to be confused with the Ring of the Registers. 2 days before Christmas, there is usually a lot of ringing and singing and frantic buying.
You know, I see the parking lots full of people, so it's as if things aren't too different than other years.
On the outside, it may look just as busy and crowded as any Christmas, but these pictures don't necessarily tell the whole story.
I don't think as many people are at the malls this year, and I don't find it as crowded. I don't see as many people spending and buying at the last minute as I did last year.
In fact, the storekeepers say there are not.
They're just buying the necessities, I think. They're not out buying the toys.
At Cousins Warehouse, they are buying washing machines, not camcorders, and they are paying cash.
I'm spending a lot more cash and staying away from the credit cards.
It's kind of depressing, actually. You can't give to people the things that you want to give them. I don't know, it's kind of real difficult to shop this year.
I'm buying, like, for the same people that I usually buy for, but not spending as much, I don't think.
Definitely, yeah, because everybody else is buying this too.
This houseware store was packed. People are buying useful things. Only this jewelry store told us it was selling better this holiday. Some people will probably not limit their spending. It's Christmas.
Well, probably not, because this is she's her 3 this year, so we're looking into the, more Christmas and stuff. She's getting where she really likes it better.
Even so, the truth is people are looking more and spending less. And even though it looks so full, the number of cars in this Fashion Valley parking lot was down this year. Carol Hassan, News 8.
He's on sale. $109, regular $129.95.
Sale items are getting the attention of last-minute shoppers.
Definitely, people are out looking for the bargain. They're looking for anything that is new and exciting and on sale.
The lack of big crowds at shopping malls early in the season is proving to be advantageous for those who haven't finished buying everything on their Christmas list. At Horton Plaza, money wasn't exchanging hands as quickly as retailers anticipated. It was new competition, not the Grinch, that was stealing customers away.
We initially felt that traffic was a little bit slower when the Fashion Valley Mall opened up.
That forced some stores to put out the sale signs.
We have seen a lot of new sale products, like products we've never put on sale before are on sale just for the weekend.
But retailers whose registers aren't as full as they'd like shouldn't worry yet. Last year, 41% of all holiday shopping was done in the last 8 days before Christmas. There's still 4 to go.
This is my second purchase today.
Others in the same situation may actually find more things on sale as retailers feel the pressure to clear out inventory.
It's nice. I could buy more. I bought 2 things instead of 1.
But don't expect a bargain everywhere. While some stores lure customers in with red tag sales, some big ticket items are moving out the door without the discounts.
We're selling a lot of watches. We're selling a lot of gold. We're selling a lot of diamonds. Jewelry does seem to be a popular item this year.
While last-minute shoppers are hunting for bargains, other people are skating through the holiday madness.
I'm doing my Christmas shopping. Yeah? Mm-hmm. I bought for everyone.
Colleen Rudy, KFMB News 8.
Now let's visit 1986, when one man skipped the malls altogether and used brand new technology for what was called computerized shopping. But at this electronic mall, there were no pictures to show you what you were buying, only written descriptions. Then we fast forward to 2004, when reporters Heather Lucas and Steve Price compared Black Friday deals. Heather stayed here at the station and shopped on her computer, and Steve hit the stores.
It's Christmas morning in Pacific Beach. And while surfers troll for the perfect wave, 34-year-old Peter Martin pecks away at his IBM compatible.
In my case, I don't like crowds. I just don't like crowds.
This has got to be one of Peter's worst nightmares, having to claw through the aisles, scrambling for the perfect Christmas gifts. That's why Peter's so pleased with the CompuServe company. It came up with the idea of computerized shopping, which means you can buy items from department stores ranging from Nordstrom's to Neiman Marcus, all via computer screen.
Every year, Neiman Marcus puts an extraordinary effort into producing its Christmas catalog. But for shoppers like Peter Martin, he couldn't care less. After all, with a computer at home, why bother going to a shopping mall when you can do it all from your dining room table?
It feels a lot more comfortable because I am comfortable with the computer to shop through it, rather than go to the mall itself.
Shopping by computer looks easy. You just tap a couple of keys, read the product description, and then you hit a key that tells the store to ship the item to wherever you want. You might want to think about that tomorrow as you wade into the crowds at all of the sales. Bob Siegel, News 8, Fashion Valley.
Sure, parking's a pain, crowds are huge, and the choices can be overwhelming. But when it comes to holiday shopping, there's just something about actually touching the gift, sitting in it, that I say makes the chaos worth it.
I always find really noisy things to give to my sister's kids, just to annoy her.
This is my sister's kid. Why not?
Poor Steve, having to deal with all that holiday traffic, push his way through the crowds. All I need is a little bit of hot cocoa. That looks good. And how about some Christmas music? That's more like it. Now we're ready to do some online shopping.
So here I am with 4 specific items to buy. First on the list.
All right, Giggle Sound Elmo, Silly Parts Elmo, Giggle Gabber Elmo. There we go, Dancing Elmo. Got it.
I didn't have a hard time finding this little rascal either, and I didn't have to suffer through his bells and whistles. I got a great price at Walmart.com.
Can you show me where we can find the iPod?
Yeah. iPod, you say? No problem, and I think I've found a pretty good deal on the net.
You know, when you're 9 months pregnant, this is definitely the way to holiday shop. I just wonder how Steve might be doing about right now.
Now on to kitchen appliances. Gotta pick up the pace. The clock is ticking, and I'm only halfway done.
George Foreman Griddle, George Foreman Next Generation, the Super Champ, Hamilton Beach, Panini Brick Maker by Breadman.
Good news, I found a great deal on the Panini Maker. The only problem is shipping and handling is more than $11. So that's definitely going to set us back.
Okay, the last thing on my list is a gift for a female coworker, but I can't spend more than $25. All right, nothing in there that won't end with me taking a trip to Human Resources.
How about this instead? The Body Shop. They have fancy smelling stuff. Of course, I hope my coworker doesn't think I'm implying she smells.
This is where I end up saving a little bit of cash. I go with a chenille throw. Classy, yet cozy at the same time.
Okay, so here's my gift. I'm told it's a bestseller, a home fragrance oil kit. You get some candles and some different scented oils, and I can pick whatever I want. The whole thing is just $25. Perfect.
And Steve hasn't changed.
He has not, and neither has Heather. That's Jeff Zevely's wife. And what a fun look back to 2004. That's the year I started working here around the time, same as you, right? Or
I was there a little bit before, but watching that, it just, you know, the decisions are still to be made. Some of us like to go shopping in person. Some of us don't.
I like to shop online.
December Nights is the largest holiday event in the city of San Diego. It used to be known, of course, as Christmas on the Prado.
Then and now, it's the place to be on the first weekend of December. Artie Ojeda was there in 1988. Maria Solis went in 1994 and crossed the bridge to attend the festivities in Coronado.
What do you want for Christmas?
Light bright and Pee-wee guys.
It's not the North Pole, but Balboa Park will do just fine. After all, Santa is working on that list.
A scooter and a ticket to Disneyland, huh?
Christmas on the Prado has returned. Music and smiles, Christmas scenes and more smiles, Santa and, well,
look at here.
Look what we got here, Santa.
Oh my goodness sakes.
Oh, it's very festive. As everyone's here and having a good time and laughing and singing, and there's lots of good music, and it's just fun.
'Tis the season to feel the heartwarming spirit, not to mention the bone-warming weather.
Well, I think this is great. We're from Rochester, New York, and we're used to snow and terrible cold weather. It's kind of nice to see all the activities in this kind of temperatures.
Now, during this season of giving and, well, getting, it's nice to know most people are forgetting last year's controversy over the park's public display of nativity scenes.
It increases everybody's Christmas spirit by seeing a nativity scene and remembering what Christmas is about, not just all the commercialism, more of the religious part of it.
One certainly doesn't want to sound like Scrooge at a time like this, but there are also more police at the park this year to guard against those un-Christmas-like possibilities. There were few tonight. Artie Ojeda, News 8, Balboa Park.
No one does Christmas like Balboa Park does.
This is a real kickoff. This is the night we come to the Prado, and then we get our tree tomorrow.
Christmas on the Prado is a magical two-day event, and Friday night, thousands upon thousands of people turned out to get into the holiday spirit.
I think it's fabulous. I'm from the Midwest myself, and this is our first time here, me and my little girls, and San Diego does it right.
Does it ever? From the dazzling Christmas tree to the just-baked cookies. The event is free, open to anyone willing to wear a smile. Christmas on the Prado is guaranteed to bring out the kid in all of us. In Coronado, Christmas literally paraded into town.
You gotta come out to a Christmas parade. You can't miss a Christmas parade, even though it doesn't quite seem like Christmas. Too warm.
Hundreds lined the street to catch a glimpse of Santa Claus. Santa decided to give the reindeer a break and rolled into Coronado courtesy of the fire department. This is a hometown tradition here and included the Coronado Library staff, Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts, not to mention a couple of pets. The parade warmed a lot of hearts and even included a lot of reindeer with red noses. Maria Solis, News 8.
Such a great holiday tradition.
Oh, it's so fun looking back at all our film, even all the black and white film from 70 years ago.
Yeah, we've got a lot more of it, so keep checking in with our throwback specials. We love remembering Christmases long, long ago, just like you.
From all of us here at CBS 8, we wish you a wonderful holiday season. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. We leave you with the sound of carolers in Tierra Santa in 1973.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all